Good morning, students, and welcome to your first class of Computer in Standard 5. So today we are going to do chapter 1, that is computers in past. So in this chapter, we will learn about the history of computers. We will see what were the earlier calculating devices and what was the need of the making of a computer. So let's move in the chapter and let's see how the computer were made. So on your screen, you can see right now the figure of the evolution of computer. So in 1960, the size of a computer was something around this much big. Then it started to become smaller. Now in 1960, that was not the first computer when it was made. The first general purpose computer which we are using in today's day, that was made in 1960, but that was not the first computer which was made. Before that, in 1833, the first computer was developed by Charles Babbage. So let's move further in this chapter and see one by one all the developments of computer. So let's first start with an introduction. So being a modern day kid, you must have used, seen or read about computers. This is because they are an integral part of our everyday existence. Be it schools, banks, shops, railways, stations, hospitals, or your own home. Computers are present everywhere, making our work easier and faster for us. As they are such integral part of our lives, we must know what they are and how they function. Let us start with the defining the term computer formally. The literal meaning of computer is the device that can calculate. So computer word has been taken from the Greek word compute, which means calculation. So from that Greek word compute only the computer word has been taken. The first computer which was made, that was made for the purpose of calculation, for doing mathematical work. So the literal meaning of computer is a device that can calculate. However, modern computers can do a lot more than calculate. Computer is an electronic device that receives input, stores or processes the input as per the user's instruction, and provides output in the desired format. Now, computer does not work by themselves. We provide the input, they just processes that input according to the instructions given by the user, and then they give the desired output. The computer does the work faster, but it doesn't work by itself. The first calculating device, that was abacus, which was made approx 3000 BC. So if we will calculate from now, so approx 5000 years ago. So BC here stands for before Christ. So abacus was approximately made 5000 years ago. And on your screen now you can see the figure of abacus. So abacus was a calculating device which was capable of doing addition, subtraction, basic mathematical works. So now let's see abacus in details what it was. So abacus was the first mechanical device created nearly approx in 3000 BC. That means from now approx 5000 years ago. It is divided into two parts, heaven and earth. Now in this figure, the upper part which you can see with two black balls in that. So this upper part is known as heaven and the lower part is known as earth. Now earth will always have more number of beats in comparison to the heaven. Now the question comes, what is beat? So these small black balls which you can see in the rods inserted, that balls are known as beats. So upper part is having less number of beats. As you can see, it is having only 2 beats. And the lower part is having more number of beats. That is, it is having 5 beats in each rod. So the heaven will always have less number of beats in comparison to the earth. So upper part will always be heaven and the lower part will always be earth. Now these are the two different parts in which the abacus is divided. It was made up of wooden frame with rods each having beads. You can see that these rods are fixed in the wooden frame, and inside that rod the beads are fixed. We just used to slide these beads upside. The main purpose of the abacus was to keep a track of numbers, that what we are adding or what we are using, which number we are using for doing the calculation. So mainly the abacus were used for doing keeping the track of numbers. How do we do that? So by shifting the beads upside. So right now you can see all the beads are in the bottom side in their rods. So we just need to shift that much amount of beads as much we wanted to keep the numbers in track. It was used for addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. As I said, abacus was capable of doing basic calculations for keeping the track of numbers in the basic calculations, like addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Now let's move further and let's see the next calculating device which was made. So the next calculating device was Pascaline. So Pascaline, as in the figure you can see, so this was known as the Pascaline. Now Pascaline was a calculating device which was created by Blaise Pascal, a French mathematician who invented the Pascal's calculator or the Pascaline in the year 1642. And now you can see the figure of Blaise Pascal on the screen. So he is the French mathematician who invented the Pascaline. Now Pascaline was a calculating device which was capable of doing addition and subtraction. It used gears, wheels, and dials. So dials in this figure at the top you can see there are white parts. So these were the dials which used to display the numbers. And for displaying the numbers on the dials, we used to rotate the wheel. So these circular things which you can see, they are the wheels which we need to rotate for changing the number on the dials. Numbers were displayed by rotating the wheels. Pascaline was capable of performing addition and subtraction. So this calculating device was only capable of adding and subtracting the number, nothing else. So now let's move further and let's see the next calculating device. So next calculating device is Leibniz calculating device, or you can call it as Leibniz. So now on your screen you can see the figure of the Leibniz calculator. So this is how the Leibniz calculator looked, and it was used for doing calculation, basic calculations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and finding the square roots. Now on your screen you can see the picture of Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, the full name of the mathematician. He was also a mathematician, and because he was a mathematician, so he used to do lots of amount of calculating work. So that's why he created a device which was capable of doing the calculations and making his work easier. So Leibniz, or Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, was a famous German mathematician. Leibniz calculator was an improved version of Pascaline. So Leibniz just enhanced. So Leibniz just enhanced or improved the version of calculator which was created by Blaise Pascal. What improvement he did? So Blaise Pascal's calculator was only capable of doing addition and subtraction, whereas this Leibniz calculating device or Leibniz calculator was capable of performing addition, subtraction, as well as doing multiplication, division, and also finding square roots. So he did some of the modifications in the Blaise Pascal's calculator and made it capable of doing another type of calculations also, such as division, multiplication, and finding the square root. So now let's move further and let's see the another calculating devices. So now we will see the Napier's bone, which was created by Sir John Napier, as you can see the picture on the screen. So he was also a mathematician. Sir John Napier was also a mathematician who created the Napier's bone. So now you can see the picture of Napier's bone on your screen. Now why it is called Napier's bone? Because the first original calculating device, which was Napier's bone, was created by using bones. It was made on bones. It was having the numbers carved on that. As you can see in the picture is of a wooden Napier's bone calculating device. But the original one, which was made by Sir John Napier, that was made on bones. So that's why it is known as Napier's bone. John Napier is best known as the discoverer of logarithms. He was a Scottish mathematician. He invented the Napier's bone and made common the use of the decimal point in arithmetic and mathematics. So Sir John Napier only started the use of decimal points in mathematics. Like right now we write the numbers 70.25 or 16.2535. So point 0.5 or 0.65, these are the decimal points which was started by John Napier. It was capable of doing addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and finding square roots. So this is how the Napier's bone looked like, and it was capable of doing all type of basic calculation like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and finding the square roots. Now we will move to the early IT inventors. Till now we have just seen the calculating devices. Now we will see some of the early IT inventors. That means from where the computer started to be made. Till now only the calculating device were made. Now the computer's development we will see. In this, the first name comes of the father of the computer, that is Charles Babbage. As you can see the picture on your screen. So he is Charles Babbage, known as the father of computer, because he is the person who created the first computer on which today's modern computers are based on. So Charles Babbage was a British mathematician. So he was also a mathematician. He was also considered as the father of computer because he made the first computer, and all the computers which are made now in today's day, that is based on that computer only, which was made by Charles Babbage. He invented the first working model of the mechanical computer called difference engine in 1922 and analytical engine in 1833. Now all the computers which we use today, that is based on the analytical engine, which was made in 1833. Today's modern computers are based on the analytical engine. It had 5 units: input, output, store, mill, and control. So these were the five units of analytical engine on which it was working. Input, output, store, these units you can easily identify in the modern computers. So input, output, that is the keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer. These are the input, output devices in the today's modern computer. Store are the storage devices like hard disk, pen drive, CD, DVD. So these are the storage devices which we use in the modern computer, and in analytical engine it was known as store. Mill was the calculating unit. That means the microprocessor of the modern computer. In analytical engine it was known as mill. And a control was the supervising unit. That means CPU, central processing unit. Next IT inventor is Lady Augusta Ada Lovelace, who gave the theory of binary data storage, or principle of binary data storage. So Lady Augusta Ada Lovelace was an English mathematician. She is considered as the first programmer because she wrote the first algorithm for Charles Babbage's analytical engine. So she was the first person who created the first software. So that's why she is known as first programmer. She was known as the first programmer because she was the first to suggest the binary data storage. So in our computer, all the data which we stored, that is stored in the form of 0 and 1. And that is what binary data means. So all the data which is in the form of 0 and 1, that is called binary data. And in our computer, all the data are being stored in the binary data only, whether it is a picture, whether it is a text file, whether it is a video, doesn't matter. All the things which we store in our computer, that is in the form of binary data, that is in the form of 0 and 1. Binary data storage is the method through which we store the data in our modern computer, that is in the form of 0 and 1. So now let's move to the next IT inventor, that is George Bull. So George Bull is famous for giving the principle of Boolean logic. So now let's see what is Boolean logic. So George Bull was an English mathematician. So he was also a mathematician. He suggested the method of solving the logical problems by reducing them to a series of questions having either positive or negative answers. Either it can be true or else it can be false. He linked those series of problems with binary numbers. So binary numbers were suggested by Lady Augusta Ada Lovelace, and solving any type of issues in the form of true and false was given by George Boole. So he combined both the things together. He linked those series of problems with binary numbers 0 and 1, where positive results were denoted by 1 and negative results were denoted by 0. So 1 stands for true and 0 stands for false. This theory was known as Boolean logic. So in our today's modern computer, it is working on Boolean logic only. So all the things which we do, that is either based on true or either it is false. This Boolean logic is a fundamental principle for the designing the modern computer circuits. So all the modern computer circuits are designed on this Boolean logic only. So next IT inventor is Hermann Hollerith, who created tabulating machine. So Hermann Hollerith was an American statistician. Now statistic is also a branch of mathematics only. So you can call him as a mathematician also. So Hermann Hollerith was also a mathematician, or you can say statistician. He invented a machine called tabulating machine. Tabulating machine was capable of reading data, taking input, processing it, and giving output. So it was a tabulating machine was the first computer which was capable of taking the input in the form of punched cards. So input was given through punched cards. Now on your screen you can see the picture of punched cards. So these were the punched cards which were used for giving the input to the computer, and then again the output were given in the form of punched cards only. Punch cards were used to record and store the information. So you can call it as the storage device at that time. Actually, it was just a paper on which some holes were punched, and through that holes pattern only, the input or output were given to the tabulating machine. EDVAC. So EDVAC was created by John von Neumann. EDVAC was also one of the early computers. So John von Neumann was the first person to create a software written in binary code, that is 0 and 1. This lead to the existence of modern type of computers, because in today's life, whatever computer we are using, that is in all those computers, softwares are the must essential part of that computer. So John von Neumann was the first person who started to write the software in the binary code for the computers. Neumann joined hands with J. Presper Eckert and John Moseley and created the first electronic computer called EDVAC. Now in the picture you can see John von Neumann standing in front of the computer. So this is that computer which was created by John von Neumann. So this is that EDVAC, the first electronic computer. Full form of EDVAC is Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Computer. Next is Mark 1. Now in the picture you can see the computer Mark 1 on which three people are working. So this was the size of the some of the early computers. As the development were done, the computers started becoming smaller. Howard Aiken was the primary engineer at IBM, and this is the picture of Howard Aiken. So he was a engineer in the company IBM, International Business Management. It is a company which makes computer, and he was an Howard Aiken was an engineer there who created the Mark One. He developed the first automatic sequence controlled calculator called Mark One. So this is the picture of Mark One in the figure you can see. Mark I was created in the year 1944 and it was capable of executing long computations. Now, till here, before Mark I, all the computers which were made that were made for doing a small calculating works like adding few of the numbers. But Mark I was the first computer which was capable of doing long calculations, not because of its size, because of its processing power. So in this class, till this much only. In next class, we'll continue and we will see some more computers which were made and the different types of computer which we use in today's modern life. Till then, keep studying, stay healthy, stay at home. Bye everyone.